Evening, folks. Pardon any sync issues. Just getting the screens right on this side. Nearly there. Close. Let's see. And you would think, even for your own channel, you would think it would start you out on live chat. It doesn't. It starts you on top chat, so it doesn't matter if the channel's under your name or not. It's top chat all the way around. Michael, what's up? I know it's so gay. How's let's see, what day is it? Saturday. How's your Saturday? I'm a little bit thrown off. I watched my Thanksgiving episode today, so I kind of thought it was Thursday. Uh I know it's not, but I never know what day it is. Anyway, so that's fine. Uh, uh, do I have too much headspace? It's if you notice anything different, the only real difference is you might notice my flyaways more because I've got it a little bit brighter. It's not a setting on the computer, it's just the bandana I use to cover up my lamp. Instead of using say a dark purple one, it's more of a light purple pastel. So you might notice that, and then I don't know if it might be because of the light, but I was like fighting with my flyaways. So I don't know if I have more or I'm just noticing it more because of there's extra light. I mean, either way, it's all good. But I'm actually like lighter for you guys than I think I am in real life. It's so weird. It works out. If you guys can see better, if the focus stays up, I'll get through it. I just want everybody to be able to see. Michael, yeah, good to see you too. And what's up, Bolly World? What's up to Arden if she's with you? Just rocking my Not Today Satan, Grace Still Plays. It does say Grace Still Plays across here, but it's so thin and so light you probably can't see it from there. I'm not trying to jump up and get my chest in front of the camera right this second. It is a small, so it's quite um the feeling of a turtleneck just the whole way down. So I gotta break it in. So that's why, pardon me for touching it more. I got a small shirt so I wouldn't be pulling at it. So like the logo would stay in place the whole time. And now I'm just touching the shirt. I just gotta break it in. It's okay. I don't usually wear clothes these small. Uh yeah, I just not for myself. I'm not gonna I don't have to impress myself. I'm not gay, so it doesn't matter how nice I dress when I'm alone. Oh, is it cold where you guys are? We're getting the cold. We get like a little tiny little bit of snow, so like the grass is a little bit white, but it's just basically cold, like 3 degrees below freezing. Oh, what's up, Patrick? Glad you made it. Not getting the terrible blizzards, not getting like a terrible wind or rain or anything, sleet, nothing nasty. So far so good. And I don't know about you, it's not technically Capricorn until tomorrow, but I'm feeling it already. I'm feeling the like the kick in the pants to get things done in more of a way than, like, I will get that sensation say other times in the year, but when the sun's in Capricorn, it's serious. It's time to knuckle down. Oh, what's up, Dandy? Glad you made it. Making sure my chair's even. So if I'm a bit fidgety, it's okay. It's like temperature wise, it's above 75, so I'm not freezing the way I was, I don't know, last time. Holly's saying it's cold and a bit of snow on the ground. Yep, same here. I mean, like, it's still safe to drive. You don't have to wait for the plows and the salt trucks to come out. You can still live your life. It's just rather cold. So if you can stay inside, do that. Stay warm and take your zinc and get plenty of sleep and eat plenty of food. I should have had orange juice today. That's what I forgot to do. And eggnog. I've been getting into the eggnog since the last couple of days. And a serving of it, it's only it like the amount of servings kind of seemed like a lot for the size of this little jug. So I actually read the, what it said, and a serving is only like half a cup, so 4 ounces. So just 4 ounces of eggnog a day, and to just sip on it, just like from up until Christmas. Because I have honestly, like I said before, I have not had eggnog since I was a child. It's good. Like I'm not putting alcohol in it. It's just the like straight up the stuff I bought from the store. Because I don't have a rum and brandy and sherry. Uh, are those the alcohols in George Washington's eggnog? It's like three or four, so it's not that. It's the virgin eggnog. Yikes, Wally World saying we are going down to 15 Fahrenheit overnight. That is too damn cold. Yeah, like right now, it's, let me update it. 4 degrees. Well, it's 4 Celsius, so just 4 degrees below freezing. It says light snow, but it's also dark out right now, so if I can't prove that it's snowing. Just checking my notifications. This always happens Saturday. Gray uploads, and it's at a time like it was at 5:45. I don't really can't watch a 24-minute video at a quarter to 6 when I go live at 7. So I have to watch that later or tomorrow, which is fine. Danny, yeah, last night with Matt was hilarious. That was so cool. See, now Frank did this last year. I forgot about this, but last year he had, oh, hey, Jenna, how's it going? Jenna wasn't on the show, but Matt McCat was. Now, last year he had Jay Gulanello was there as well. And Jay was reading off the basically the official doctor report that they wrote up back in the day when George Washington passed away. And so, as he was reading it off last year, Matt was just acting out the symptoms and, did the whole death scene. It took a few days. In real life, it did, not on the show. And that was great. It was so much fun. And so this year, it was the same thing. Jay Gulanella was on. And Matt was, there. Just it was cute because Matt's sitting there in he had a white V-neck T-shirt on, and then Jay had a black V-neck T-shirt on, so kind of complimenting each other. What's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. And so anyway, Matt steps out. He comes back in full like George Washington thing. Because I know last year he had the wig. I don't remember if he had the whole outfit on, but he had like his George Washington wig and like the full on like the coat and the pants. And as Matt was walking in this year, you could see like just like the little bit of a tail at the bottom of the screen. It was Pyretta walking in with him. I was like, this is gonna be good. Bonus. Because what happens is Matt gets in there and he sits down. And Pyretta just loves everybody. She just, especially guys, she's just like there for the attention. She knows you're a person, you've got hands, you should be petting her. So she jumps up on the couch with him, and I'm like, oh, she's Martha Washington. Okay, I got it. This is cool. I'm down with this. So, and that's how it was because, Matt's sitting there. He's kind of going through the symptoms as Jay's reading them off. And Pyretta's just very interested in what Matt is doing. So Matt's laying down. And she's like sniffing him. She's getting up by his head, making sure he's okay. She's just looking at him, just scoping out the scene. So very good acting on Pyretta's part. I don't know if she realized she was playing that role, but she nailed it. And Matt, goes through all the symptoms to talk about how George Washington, he had he couldn't breathe. His throat was clenching up on him, and that's like the one area they didn't check. So Matt's like struggling to speak and getting weaker and having his seizures and everything George Washington went through. Dandy, yeah, Martha McCann. Yeah, that's what it was. Wally, yeah, Pyretta does live at the studio. She's there most of the time. So, like if Anthony goes, when Frank goes out to look for Bigfoot in October, if Anthony goes with them, he doesn't just, leave her in the studio by herself for a week. Like he takes her, like home. But basically she does live there. So, she's got her food there and, her kitty cat beds and toys and stuff like that. So that's because Anthony seems to I would assume he's there every day for, something work related. So, it's kind of like she's got her own place so she can guard the studio when nobody's there. That's why they don't have a mouse problem, but she basically does live there. Yeah, Pyretta, she's so special. I want to meet her. And what's up, Michelle? Glad you made it. It messes me up sometimes. You'll have to forgive me, Michael and Michelle, just because both the names start with M. They're roughly the same length. And just like when I'm looking real quick, I might just like skim past it. My mind just thinks it's one or the other. But if their avatars were the same, it would really mess me up. So like make sure you're like keep your avatars like different colors. Like what like Michael's is. It's weird because his avatar shows up as green when I'm at Quite Frankly, but then I'm here and it's white. But then Michelle's is like basically like a yellow color. Quite Frankly, it's the same color here. I don't know what that's about. What does mine? Does mine look? What does my avatar look like? I forget. All right, on cue. Glad you made it. Oh, see that my avatar looks the same. I mean, my handle does it. It's all. I honestly can't read it. I just assume it says my name because I mean I can see everybody else's name that far, but when you write white inside of yellow and you're live, it's a little bit hard to read. Oh, Patrick, missed Quite Frankly last night. We'll watch our replay later. Yeah, check it out. It's a fun one. And what was even better, almost immediately, George Washington, the actual guy, was in the chat room. If you didn't know, George Washington is a Frankly. He's not there all the time, but like show up regularly for a couple of months and you'll see him in there like at least one time. So he does show up sometimes. So he was there. I hope he liked it. He didn't say a lot, so I don't know if he was kind of like reliving it and feeling bad about it, didn't want to say anything. But George Washington was actually there, so that was wild. And then, of course, anytime Jay Gulinello's on, we've got to say different J. You get one J name every time. Somebody said put a comment in with like 7 J names. No, you get one J name every time. So like I call him Jupiter, but some people call him they like to call him Jello Gulinello. That one's fun. There's a few other ones that are cute that I can't quite think of. Also, yeah, Dandy said it was good to see cousin Sherry in the chat room. Yeah, cousin Sherry, Frank's cousin. She was there. What's up, Brenda? Glad you made it. So it was a full house. Plus, we had Pyretta in there, so it felt very Zadalza. And then Frank also played some like a clip or two from. Well, they played the garlic salad clip from 2012, and so that was back in the Zadalza New York days, and at the old studio. So you get to see that. But basically, like Frank basically looks the same. Anthony and Petey Face look wildly different, but Frank's always looked like that. Juicy J. Jenna's talking about Juicy J. Gulinello. Jesus, Mary and Joseph Gulinello. As long as it sounds like a J, like you can't call him like we have Javi from Houston, that's spelled Javi. You can't call him like Javi Gulinello because it sounds like an H. It has to sound like a J. So if it sounds like a J, that's what it is. But it is not Jay. It's Joey or Julius or Jeremiah or Jennifer or any other J name. That's him. Oh, so yeah, for oh Arden, you made it. Glad you're here. Oh, Michael, Giacomo, uh, Fino, Finau Day, Gulanello. Some Giacomo something somebody said last night. I've heard that name in a movie, so that made me giggle. Cute. Wonder if we've seen the same movie. Yeah, Art made it. Wally made it. Remember to smash the like button. Oh, what's up, M. Valbiro in the house? Oh, see, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, M. Valbiro talking about Pyretta stays with her whenever they have to go away. Because I know they don't like leave her in the studio. Like when I went up there in 2016, Pyretta wasn't there because she was already away because they were going to go look for Bigfoot. So I didn't get to meet her back then. So I just didn't know exactly where she stayed, but she stays with Frank's mom. So, oh, cool. I don't believe, you know what, Jenna, I don't even know if she has it's hard for me to even say these words about anybody. I don't know if she has a YouTube. She's asking if Lauren has a handle in the chat room. Um, if she does, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I have seen maybe like a couple of different Laurens in the chat room over the years. I don't think it's like any Laurens that Frank knows. They just happen to have that similar name. I've personally not seen her because what you will see what I usually see happen, and I'm not saying she's this type of person, I'm just saying what I see happen is you go to some guy's channel, and if his girlfriend's there, she has to make a big deal about it. Like anybody gives a fuck who you are, you're just words on a screen, woman. So it just makes her seem very insecure. Like, why do you have to hover around this man when he's online? Is your relationship that shady or that unstable that you don't trust him to be on the internet? Says a lot about both of you. But I'm not saying she's that type. I don't think she because there are, types that they do have like their like spouse in the chat room and like they're just a person. Imagine that. Like they're totally normal about it. Oh, and Velvero, she's my grandkitty talking about Pyretta. Oh, that's awesome. I want to meet Pyretta so bad. Yeah, and Velvero was talking about how Lauren doesn't watch YouTube. I kind of figured because she was just saying on uh we accidentally saw the Sunday stream. That's supposed to be for subscribers only, but occasionally Frank forgets, so we got to see it on Sunday. And I think that's when we got into talking about how Frank's wife just is not into like any kind of games, like not even video games. So like when she said that, I just kind of assumed it's like, well, like the whole YouTube thing just must not be something that she messes with. Because there are relationships like that. There are I know other gamers whose wives do not game. I know couples that do game, but sometimes it's just a separate thing, and they're just that's a separate thing. Oh, modus operandi, how is it going? That guy's old school. Wow, I haven't seen you in forever. How's it going? How's your holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever it is, holiday time of year? But now, you know what Lauren could do, because this is what people on Twitch have to do, is they don't have a YouTube channel at all, like no kind of account, no presence on YouTube. But like this, so you can still watch YouTube and not have a channel, but they just can't like or subscribe or leave a comment. So like you can still like uh, uh consume the content without tapping buttons, which is fine. Like maybe she might do that for something. I don't know the lady, but I know she's not a gamer. She said she's not a gamer, so that's just a thing. Some people don't do that. Like I try, like I go to my chiropractor and I talk about, I'll talk about Frank. I'll talk about Gray Still Plays, and he just kind of shakes his head at me. I'm like, I know you know he's different generation. Michael, I don't know that song. Uh, Ico by Dr. John. Yes, some people just don't. I don't know. I've had a YouTube account since 2011, so I don't understand what it is to not use YouTube. I kind of, in this day and age, I don't want to know because all of my family's here. Moto's talking about hey peeps, just put the kids to bed. Flowering stage has begun. First day. Cool. Isn't it the like did the days get longer after winter solstice something like it doesn't get any warmer. All it means to me is Capricorn starts. Arden's talking about yes, I need to listen to Dr. John. Oh, okay. Hey, Kara, glad you made it. Uh, does he sing? Is it healthy? Like a doctor like Dr. Dre, a doctor like Dr. Kevorkian. Um, oh, a theme song. You know what? Just because like for copyright, I don't want to like pull up any songs right now, but let me write that down so I can look it up later. Uh, wait, when did this week start? Sunday. Okay, here we go. Dr. John. There we go. Are no more like a voodoo doctor, but pretty cool. You know, you gotta get your health advice from anywhere. Not just doctors. I don't mean just like get advice from like random strangers on the internet. You know, maybe or maybe you can and try it out at home. Be your own doctor. Michael, your mind immediately went to Dr. Kevorkian and LMAO. Well, what happened was somebody had made a joke and then it reminded me because Canada Kevorkian, so I had to look it up to make sure I had the spelling right before I could tweet it. And like I knew he had passed away, I didn't remember exactly when. I forgot he was a Gemini. Sorry about that. No, this is just a tiny bit drippy. Dan, you should write and sing your own song like Brother Zoe. I did. Does he write songs? I had no idea. Cool. I don't know if I can write a song. I can write like I can't. I can rhyme, but not intentionally. But yeah, it just sometimes things just come out and they rhyme. I can't like I can write stories. I can't write like I can't read music. Oh, I can. It just takes me a while, and then I gotta write and follow the notes because I can't sight read. Uh, I do need a theme song. I do like one specific version of Any Place I Hang My Hat Is Home by Judy Garland, and like the bass really kind of kicks up towards the end. I would have to wait until I knew the song like back and front, though I don't quite have that memorized. John Rogers talking about prayers for Zoso Dude's mom. Oh no, is she in the hospital? Did she get hurt? Dandy, he has his mystery ship song on his channel. That's cool. Oh, B Chap, glad you made it. I haven't been there in a few years. I had to go back and see what it's like. It just I know his show will start at something like 10 p.m. my time. I'm not usually up at 10. That's, maybe one night a week I might be up that late, but it's just because I'm falling asleep. And Valbiro, yes, I love me some Miss Judy. Every time I iron this sheet, I've got to listen to my Carnegie Hall 1961 because I like it so much. I had to get a physical copy of it, even though it is on YouTube for free. That's the first. I actually listened to it on April 23rd. This year for you, it was last year for me. And I'm like, I need this. So I just within a month I had to get that. But yeah, I went ham one year. I bought maybe like 15 Judy Garland movies, like secondhand. I bought whatever I could. Some stuff they just did not have. I'm like, I don't care, this is enough. Um So I went ham, ordered a bunch of Judy movies. Like I'll watch the Judy Garland show. Like I've got a playlist of it. They used to have the whole show on YouTube, but like half the episodes have been deleted. But like I'll watch that, some episodes of that, like at least once a week, once, twice a week. And Valvero says, I'm a huge fan. You have no idea. See, that's what blew me away when Frank was talking about. He's like, yeah, my parents met after Judy Garland passed away. I'm like, they're both Judy fans. Brenda, I make up songs and sing them to all happy birthday. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to sing, even if you're by yourself and it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah, I actually listened to the no, Get Happy. It's a biography about Judy Garland. I got it on Audible. And it traumatized me for life. Not going to share that. I don't want to pass that along to you. But it is a good book. It is a good book. It's an audiobook, so you don't have to know how to read. Lots of good information in there. Yeah, huge Judy fan. You can't get any better than her because she was brought up on the stage, whether she wanted to or not. So you can't top those kind of instincts. She's one to definitely watch. That's why I bought so many movies. I'm like, if I watch these long enough and study them long enough, something's going to have to rub off. It does. It does. And then like Frank will have Tony Black's here. He's just out in the green room with my mom listening to some Judy Garland record. And I'm in the chat room like, which record? Yeah, that is so cool. Haven't seen all of her movies yet. I'm a little bit scared to watch The Pirate after what his dad said about the day Judy died. Like I would. I do want to watch it. And then someone was saying that Zoso Dude's mom John Rogers was saying she was in the hospital, just got out. Yeah, speedy recovery for her, whatever, goodness, whatever was going on with her. That is scary. And then especially this time of year, nobody wants to be sick anytime, but then you're sick around the holidays, so it's like Oh, and Valbeiro's saying, I used to go visit her at the cemetery all the time before they moved her. Yeah, I forget that they moved her, and I was listening to something, and they're like, and then in 2000, whatever, and they moved. I'm like, they moved. You don't go dig it up, but it's just, it's. But then I didn't know. They're like, yeah, she was like not even buried for the first year because there was just no money for it. So she was just kind of sitting on ice. Like, that sucks. It really, it just it pisses me off so bad that like I understand why, because people just don't value other human beings as people, but it just pisses me off so bad that like she gave us everything and all people ever did was just rob her. And I'll never forget when, because like you grew up with Judy Garland, you have to at any age basically, and then I was never like a historian like about her. I couldn't tell you like every single detail about her life, but then I got into her again like probably when that Judy movie came out in 2019, so it was all over YouTube. And I watched this documentary about Judy Garland because I just didn't know, like I didn't even know she had siblings, for example. But anyway, so like they're going through and they're showing her on and years and years and getting married, and then they show her last wedding, which is March 15th, 1969. And I mean, like this pretty blue, outfit on, but she looks quite aged, quite old, like she's probably in her 60s. And like they go on and on and on because it wasn't too long after that she did pass away. And they're like, and then she died and she was 47. Huh? For you, no, it just no. But she was. It just what basically killed her liver. She's just taken drugs her whole life, and we didn't know what addiction was. And once you start that stuff, you can't stop, and you don't know why you need to have it. You just need to have it. So like I get it. Um, Michael, do I feel Judy now? It's being live. It's less. Maybe if I was a singer, I would more. And I know she did more than sing, but being like actually live, it kind of feels more like a TV show. So it's more of more of a like a Dark Shadows thing because that is a TV show, but then again, it's only a half hour TV show. It got 22 minutes, so it doesn't feel like say like on a stage or like on a in a movie theater or on a movie set performing. It does feel like like more everything small like doing a TV show like the Judy. See that's what fucks me up. You can't compare yourself to somebody like Judy Garland unless you want to feel like pure shit because she was doing her TV show right about at the same age I am, so you can't compare the two because then you'll just eat your service revolver. So don't look at it like that. Like don't compare yourself to her. Like learn from her. Dandy, I sing The Sound of Music in the shower sometimes so the neighbors can't hear me. Yeah, I sing in the car so folks can't hear me. Brenda, yeah, I was watching Meet Me in St. Louis today. Didn't get to finish. It is a Christmas movie to my surprise. Yeah, I always forget that it has Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Got that one too. It comes up as a comedy on Tubi. I mean, like, maybe I gotta watch it again. I've really only ever seen it like maybe twice, two or three times. Um, Well, because what I did when I bought them all, I watched them all, and then most of them have commentary, so I watched them all again with all the commentaries. But yeah, there's Christmas in it, so it's a Christmas movie. Also, Love Finds Andy Hardy is a Christmas film. Nobody brought that up. I did, but I will fight with people about that. And Brenda, I had a neighbor boy that would sing his lungs out in the bathroom, window open, makes me so happy. I love hearing people just singing, just blasting. Like if you pull up in traffic and somebody's just like singing their heart out, doesn't it could be My Heart Will Go On. It doesn't matter what it is. But just to hear them singing, like they might not be the best singer, but like they're feeling it and like they're digging it. I'm totally for that. I love that. Modus, oh my gosh, not the Dark Shadows, my mom's favorite. I hated it. Oh, why did you hate it? What didn't you? I mean, like, yeah, because there's stuff to not like about it, but there's more stuff to like about it. Oh, John Rogers, sweet. LOL, just realized the shirt you're wearing. I'm wearing mine tonight. Yeah, yeah, not today, Satan. See, you got the better one. That's the old style. Like, they don't do it like that anymore because now it doesn't have like the little patch on the side saying gamers going gray still like to play. It doesn't say like gray still plays on the inside of the shirt in the back. It doesn't have that little tag with the size on it. Yeah, like I'm not complaining. It's still a cotton shirt. It's just been, you maybe he's going through a different company now. I'm not complaining about that. I just like the fact that the logo is like up so you can see it in a shot. And I think that's why it does, like yeah, it does probably save, money, but like a lot of people are on YouTube. A lot of people taking selfies and all that. You can only see like, this much of their shirt up. So why do you need a full logo when it's not going to be in the shirt? Modus, it just existed. Enough said. That's okay. You weren't watching it right. That's all right. That's all right. I'm just wondering, like, no, fuck this character. I'm done watching this show. I don't want to see one more episode if I gotta see this asshole's face next week. just choke it down. You get through it. Right on cue. That's a blast from the past. Dark Shadows. Yeah, it only ended in 1971. It wasn't that long ago. And then they made some movies and wrote a ton of books and John Riders, I never paid attention. I just grabbed and put it on. That's cool. And Valbiro, I love the pirate. That movie happened to be on the day I found out she died. My favorite movie though. Is in the good old summertime. Yeah, okay. Because when Frank does his, he doesn't do it every time, but sometimes when he's starting the show, he's got like that a backdrop. It's like animated. It's like inside of a shop, and there's a Christmas tree, and there's pastries for sale, and there's like hot chocolate, and like that. That shot makes me think of the good old summertime every single time, and I do have that one. Got that one right here. You know, she's a Capricorn in that movie. And like, I don't care. I love that whole song. And Buster Keaton gets the funniest part. No spoilers. My favorite movie though has got to. I love Girl Crazy. Do not get me wrong. I love Girl Crazy. That's maybe my second favorite. But my favorite is Strike Up the Band. So I got Strike Up the Band. It's okay. And then Girl Crazy. And I'll tell you why I like Strike Up the Band so much. And I shouldn't even tell you this because nobody told me, and it's the best thing ever. But one of the reasons why I like it so much is the little vaudeville skit thing that they do. I'll leave it. I really should review the whole movie because I love it so much. But I'll just, nobody told me that was in there. It is. I never expect it to show up, and it happens, and it just, and then there's more movie after that. I can't. I love vaudeville so much, and that whole bit, and it's so funny, and just oh my god, it's just the whole oh my god, the whole thing, the whole thing, and Larry Nunn, and just okay, I'll stop. Ugh, I can't. I love that movie so much. Like the pirate makes me think of like summer stock, but instead of like on the farm, it would be on a boat. I don't know. I don't know if they're really pirates. Maybe they're like pirating media. I really couldn't say. Patrick, so is it really chilly when the wind comes off the lake? It is. You will notice a difference where say it's like 50 degrees here. I can drive to the next town, like away, like south of the lake, like Norwalk, which is about 20 minutes away. And you get out of your car. You can even check your phone. Like the temperature is, say, if instead of 50, it would be like 52 or 53. And then any like steady breeze you were feeling up in this town, it's just gone down there. So like it makes a like that much of a difference, even on a nice day. It will, and then what we will have happen is like snow will hit the town to the west of us, bounce over us, and then bam, like hits John Rogers town, which is like 10 minutes from my town. So it's literally two songs away. Like we'll be fine, and like they get battered. Let me get this on the charger. There will be some sync issues. Michael's saying you're a great host and funny as a show. Make an intro and start stacking sponsors. Yeah. Not sponsored by Gray Still Plays. Not sponsored by Gray Bed Sheets. Not sponsored by Bottled Water. Not sponsored by caffeine. Yeah, Jenna, these are older movies from the like Girl Crazy is like what 19 I don't want to get these wrong. Strike Up the Band is 1940. So Girl Crazy is 43. Oh, Lisa, glad you made it. Saturday salutations. What a soprano. Judy loved her some smack. Yeah. She had to have her uppers to perform, and then you have to take downers to sleep, and it got bad. Oh man, Vampiro, those movies were on yesterday. Damn. Brenda, going shopping with my daughter now. I will finish or jump back in later. It's so great you're doing this. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for showing up. Have fun shopping. Jenna, my late mother watched the Andy Griffith show. I believe she bought the entire show on CD. Yeah, it could have. Yeah. If you like something that much, you gotta have it. Dandy, the lake keeps us warmer for a bit in the winter and colder for a while in the spring. Yeah, that is true. Arden just recorded in the good old summertime. Yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it. It's fun. And Valbiro, the pirate really is cute. You should get yourself to watch it. I gotta look out for it. If I see it on Tubi, of course I'm gonna watch it. I really don't get out to go like movie shopping much. Michael and Valbiro, you should give us a what to watch, like a very hip TV guide, Mom. I know Hallmark though. Michael's saying, yeah, I don't know if these folks go for Hallmark films. I don't know. What's behind the sheets? It's cause this is actually on like a drying like just rack. I think it was like 20 bucks at Wally World. So I don't have to pay for the dryer. So I just got that on its side. And actually behind there, it's like a bookshelf that's turned to its side, so you really can't see anything that's on it. And then I've got another, it used to have like tape, like VHS tapes in it, but now I just sort of keep storage in it. But on top of that, I've got my box set for Dark Shadows that's like directly behind me there. And then the bookshelf's right behind me there. And then just like a white wall. So like that's why like that white, like when I go to watch, I wouldn't be able to watch this back, so it would be too bright. So I've got to cover it up with something darker. So nothing but like the I'm not like Breaking Bad back there or anything. Yeah, that's the balcony. That's how you get to the balcony. I love the man who came to dinner. Great fun, an old flick. Yep. Speaking of movies, well, I don't know if it's not a movie. This started out with the Zells were on the J is for Justice podcast doing that 5 hour, like 5.5 hour show they did one Saturday. And the only time that new JonBenét Ramsey documentary, if you want to call it a documentary, the only time that came up was like Frank Zell was like, "Yeah, I saw it." So they didn't really talk about it. He just mentioned he saw it, and then they got on talking about the truth of the case, which it's odd. I assume everybody here knows about the Zells, but then at my last show, somebody was saying that they found the Zells because of my show. So, um, that's wild. But yeah, it's if you're somehow here and you haven't heard about the Zells, it's Frank and Jim Zell. They are brothers who have been working the JonBenét Ramsey case since the week it happened, like what, like the second or third day they were on the case, and they've been working it themselves this whole time, and they're the only people who really know what happened because it's certainly nothing that they have said was in this Netflix documentary. uh And if you do want to find the Zells, I've got a whole bunch of their links in the description. So I've got a playlist with the podcasts they've been on in the last year here on YouTube, different channels. There's also inthezeller.com. There's both of their links to their Twitter. And also they have an email for any tips on the JonBenét Ramsey case. I've also included that. You can watch any of their podcasts to get an introduction on those guys. One of them may or may not be a cat, but they know their stuff. You watch any of their podcasts, they're talking about a Boulder syndrome. It's not just about finding one guy who killed this girl. It's this whole big shady thing has been going on in the town because of basically the church covering up this shady goings on. of hurting children. Arden says, I can't remember exactly, but I think maybe her brother did it. Parents covered up for him. Question marks asking. Yeah, I'll get to that. That was the first thing I wanted to bring up. Because after I watched the Zells, like within the week, it's like, well, let me watch this thing on Netflix. It's 3 hours. It's three-parter. Each part is an hour of long, so it's easy. Like in the grand scheme of things, 3 hours is not that long. It's easy to choke down. But at first, I was like pissed off. I'm like, this is gonna be nothing but lies. I'm just gonna be pissed off all day. Here we go. Here we go. Just go ahead. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was just listening to it at first. But one of the things I did want to bring up was Burke. He's JonBenét's older brother. Who named this child? Do you know what Burke means? It's a verb. It basically means to choke somebody out. I'm pulling up the exact definition right now. It means to execute someone by suffocation so as to leave the body intact and suitable for dissection. What I just said. Who named him? Who chose that name? Was it John? Was it Patsy? Because I know what they're into. This was not just, oops, one day this little girl was killed. This is like a whole thing that's been going on since the 70s and probably before, with folks hurting children in this town. So like they knew what was going on in Boulder. They have their son. They name him Burke. Like, ha ha, very dark joke. Not cool. I personally would have changed my name. I don't know the kid, the guy, nothing against him. I don't think he did it, obviously. I just think he has I'm sorry about his first name. I'm sorry about what happened to his sister. And I'm really sorry about that house they lived in. Oh, and Valbiro talking about, do I get the channel movies? The Pirate is on Monday at 10:10. I have absolutely no idea what channels. I have not watched like TV since 2020. You know what? Let me see real quick. I just want to see if it's on Tubi. Because you know what Tubi does have? I know I'm getting off a topic because somebody brought this up. Tubi does have Ransom. So when we get back into watching movies, if they still have this in January, I think I want to put this up to vote for because you have Ransom from 1996. How can you not have seen this movie? Like, I almost want to just say we should all watch it, but I'm getting off of. Okay, I gotta. The Pirate. Done. I don't think any of these have Judy in them. What's this? Let's see, John Cleese. I don't think they work together. That would have been impossible. Yeah, well, it's not on Tubi. That's okay. You know what? Since I think Amazon bought MGM, let me just go to YouTube and see if they have The Pirate movie. Sure. No, yes, no, 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 no. And I'm not even gonna try Netflix. They're not gonna have it. They're not cool like that. That's okay. Thanks for that, Valbiro. I have to, I'll get to see it. I'll get to see it somehow. Michael may or may not be a cat. Yeah, see, we don't know because the thing with the Zells is, Frank Zell has an avatar when he's on these other shows, and it's a cat. He does have a cat named Cooper, Special Agent Dale Cooper, and then Jim's avatar will be like a skyline at night. That's Collinsport, Maine. And then Frank Zell will also have his avatar on his Twitter as a guy. That's all I've seen. I've seen pictures of a guy, I've seen pictures of a cat. I've never seen like moving film of either of them. So like he could be a guy. He sounds like a guy on the phone when he's on, quite frankly, and on these podcasts, but we can't prove that. I mean, Garfield sounded like a guy too, but he was a cat. So he may or may not be a cat. That's to be determined. So I don't know what it's like for rich people in Boulder, Colorado, in the whenever John Ramsey bought his house, because this house, maybe it was designed by somebody like really like stupendous, and so like, oh, I have to own this house because so and so designed it, so I've just got to live here because it's a status symbol, because this is what we do in Boulder. I there's no reason for a house to be designed that way, because when you see it outside, it just kind of looks fine. It's like brick, and it's kind of like this A-frame in the front. That's fine. It's nothing that's going to put you off. But what the documentary does, they kind of like show you like a computer generated model of the house. So it doesn't have furniture, it's just the layout of the house, very simple. And just this plain layout of the house will work your nerves. It's working my nerves right now thinking about it, and I haven't seen it for like 2 or 3 weeks. It like like there is no feng shui in this house. How does energy move through this house? Because you can't, because they're even pointing out you would have to know the layout of this house to find this little girl's bedroom, and they show you all the way around, and you would not think this is how you get to a bedroom. You would not. How does energy move through this house? There must have just been so much constant fighting in here. You don't just it's like turn this way, upstairs, downstairs. It's never like a long hallway, a big pleasant room. It's always like you walk through a doorway and you have to make immediate turns somewhere, or immediately go up the stairs, or immediately go down the stairs, or it's just so frustrating. American Horror Story. Yeah, just that house. Modus could just be the next season of American Horror Story. Just walking through that house with nothing in it. Pissed me off so bad. So I just it just I could not live there. If my friends lived in that house that was designed like that, I would visit one time and never go back, because it's just the energy is so frustrating. Like how do you get feng shui in that house? Like it can't even exist there. So there's just that. That's just the layout of the house with nothing in it. And then they show you the house. Like here's like the footage the cops took um maybe that day, that night. I don't know exactly, like when you like to go through the house, like the old school, video camera, because it was the mid 90s. But to see the house with stuff in it, it gets worse, because I'm sitting there looking at this house, like I'm already understand the layout of it is just a clusterfuck, and then you see the stuff in there. I kind of want to ask the Zells about this. Maybe they know, because it looks like somebody ransacked the house. And honestly, I stand to heaven, looks like a house you get in House Flipper before you fix it. The only thing that was missing was like water stains. Like I swear to God, I felt like I was watching Grace Still Plays play House Flipper in the mid 90s before any of this stuff existed, because it's just like here's okay, like they've got kids, there's toys laying around. It's like they were never there, because like here's decorations just hanging here, and then like here's just toys and just stuff scattered around, and then like clothing, and like nobody, they didn't have a maid, they didn't clean up. And like the way it was designed, it's kind of like cluttered, and kind of like it almost looks like a grandparent's house, but they're parents. It's just like the feeling, like I like you wouldn't even know who lived there, and the vibes are just off as is before you knew there was a murder. So like there, that's just how it sits. Ugh. Basically, all this documentary is doing, it's called Cold Case, because all this 3 hours is doing is talking about focusing on the house, focusing on breaking this window to get into the room, and like a footprint on top of some luggage, and like just things in the house. All they're talking about are things in the house. So, like, yeah, the case is cold if you're not going to look outside of the house. Yeah, you're not going to find anything in almost 30 years if you're looking here and the answer's over there. So, I see why it's called that. So, they're not going to tell you anything new. You're not going to hear anything that the Zells talk about and then, like, watch that documentary and be like, oh, okay, here's the same thing, but just the fake version of it. No, it's worlds apart. It's not even, it's night and day. It's just basically talking about how, it's just because Patsy Ramsey has passed on. So it's just John is still alive and he's talking about, like, oh, we how I met my wife and we were a happy family, and photos, videos of them on vacation and just around the house and having parties and just doing normal family stuff. And oh, how they loved each other. And then Patsy got cancer, but she fought through it for her kids and had a new lease on life. And like, kind of like focusing on that. They weren't really focusing on anything the Zells would cover, which is all I've really been hearing about for the last year. Because I don't watch documentaries about JonBenét Ramsey. I was gonna watch one about a year ago, and I asked Frank Zell if there's any good ones, and he's like, "No, they're all bad." Wait for this podcast that we did, and that was a true crime garage podcast. So that's I know that the truth about the story, that it's just all these. They're not even exactly lying. They're just like focusing on the wrong stuff. They don't want to find the killer. Like they think it's like just a guy or a girl, just a person. That's who they're looking for. There's like absolutely no mention of like the church, no mention of the town being in on it. They do kind of mention, oh, well, we try to keep Burke away from all this stuff because he's just a 9-year-old boy, and then they try to point the finger at him, and we try to not let him see newspapers or watch the news because it was everywhere. So that poor kid. And then at one point, somebody does say, quite frankly, I think it happens like 2 or 3 times in there. So if you're looking for sound bites, go ahead and you can dig through that and fish them out yourself if you feel like it. I'm not going to help you with that. But that does happen. So I'm like, I wonder if he watches the show. Hmm. Because, and then later on at one point, they bring up the garrote, and John Ramsey pronounces it incorrectly. I think he pronounces it incorrectly on purpose because that's the only word in the entire time they're interviewing him that he says wrong. And then they show a lot of like videos from them back in the day doing interviews, and it was really shady to me. They're like, yeah, they're not talking to the cops, they're not talking through lawyers, they're just talking through the press. I'm like, well, that's really odd. And then there's, that they're trying to talk about what happened. And anytime they're talking about finding the killer, like it's, they're focusing on Patsy Ramsey, and she's like obviously doped up, but she can't even look up straight when she's talking about, she's looking down, oh, we just want to find the killer, all this stuff. Like she can't look up at the camera when she's saying that, but the whole rest of the time she can. So like you could, like the affect is off. You can, when somebody's lying, you can tell. But I see what was happening now, because what happens is, this little girl gets killed. So what happens is the parents have to do everything they can to act shady as fuck to keep the focus on them, so it's not on the bigger picture. I'm like, I see what's going on now. Hey, Moon Bunny, glad you made it. Beat Chap, a psychic said that dad was connected to some bad group. Yeah, he he was. So it kind of makes me wonder. Michael do movies weekly, so I might catch a hangout. Yeah, we're right now we're doing movies once a month. We're gonna get it together and get one going for January, since there wasn't one for December. Um, so they were, well, like I understand now why there's so much focus on the mom and the dad and the son, because if they're focused on the family and they're not focusing on the bigger picture, and they can still put out content to get people interested in the story. One thing that they sort of mentioned that Zell's mentioned at the last the J is for Justice podcast, which I thought was it was interesting to hear both sides of it because in the documentary, and I think I remember this from back in the day, they were focusing on the underwear found on JonBenét, and they went so far as to go to the factory in China where this underwear was manufactured to see if there was a white guy working there, thinking somehow he could have gotten his DNA, his white people DNA on this underwear, and that's how they found it after she was killed. Okay, that's what Netflix says. But then if you listen to what the Zells were talking about how they found 6 different kinds of DNA on that underwear. 5 guys and 1 woman. That didn't come up on Netflix at all. And again, nothing about the church, nothing about the town. Well, one thing that did kind of strike me odd, I didn't know anything about, maybe I didn't know anything about it, but then I just forgot, is that because like John Ramsey had been married before and had a couple of older daughters. I want to know how they fit. Like, what stories do they have to tell about being kids in Boulder, Colorado? I don't know where they were raised at. Maybe they weren't raised there, but I want to know what their childhood was like. That's an interesting story. And I guess like one of them got killed in a car accident. So like, RIP to her. Um, that would be interesting to hear about. I don't, as far as like finding like the killer and, justice, that's not going to add anything to it. But just me personally, I just like how far does the shadiness branch out? That's what I want to know. Of course, they're not going to talk about that on Netflix. Elisa, I think she was killed elsewhere and placed into her home, and I think her parents were nefarious. Bless her innocent soul. Absolutely, it does kind of seem like that. I know that it's like I don't think the parents knew that their child was going to die that night. I just wonder at one point, was it honest to goodness shock? Did that become, oh shit, we've got to act now, like act crazy to take the heat off of what really killed our daughter? So, like, did they, I just wonder exactly when that happened, or if they knew all along. That's something we can never know, but I do wonder about that. And it does have a disclaimer when you watch it because of the subject matter, but it honestly doesn't get like creepy until the third episode because they start talking to, like, they get in contact with some guy who's over in like Thailand or something like that. And he just happens to know like a few too many personal details about JonBenét's, like what she used to call like her special name for her grandmother or something like that. That like nobody ever wrote down. Nobody, like, it was just like a family name. They didn't tell anybody, but this guy knew. And then turns out he's some perv. I forget exactly because when they said his name, I recognized it at the time. I was like, shit! And it's somebody that it's to be concerned about. I'm surprised they know who that is and brought that person's name up. So it was like, wow, they talked about something that actually has something to do with this case. But then they also go on to say that this person has never been arrested for any kind of like child endangerment, any kind of yeah, pornography, anything dirty like that. So they just keep letting him go, letting him cruise on by. Jenny, anyone else have tacky Christmas lights in their neighborhood? I do. I want to go and plug their lights. LOL. Just yeah, I hate tacky Christmas lights. Oh, cool, Info Barrel. I wanted to ask you about that. She said she saw Death Becomes Her back in November because it was a play. She said it was an awesome show. Did I ever see the movie? Yeah, we did. We reviewed it. It was fun. I liked that review. I kind of left out a little bit, but it basically said everything I wanted to. I still think about how I described like Helen. She's just sitting there chowing down and they're banging on her door to get in there because she's not paying her rent. It is an episode. I did call it Death Becomes Her, so I do have that up here on the channel. Yeah, I was thinking about that just today. I'm like, I know she went to that play. I wonder if it was good. I gotta find a way to ask her about that sometime. Her birthday's coming up. But yeah, it's the more I think about it, the more surprised I am. There is not that jarring, oh, I watched an older movie because the special effects were so bad. Like, not at all. Like, maybe it's because I liked it a lot when I was younger, but like, it's just like a smooth transition as far as effects go. It holds up today. Like, you could put that, like make it in 3D and put it in theaters. So like when she's rolling down the steps, like she's falling at you, that would be fun. To try to get more money out of people. That's how they do it. Like when they re-released Titanic in IMAX 3D in 2012. Yes, I was there. It should have been IMAX 3D in 1997, but I'm getting off the subject there. Oh, Beach Chap. Yeah, you do want to check out, quite frankly, from Friday. They did the George Washington's death with Matt as George Washington and Pyretta as Martha Washington. That was too much fun. So yeah, you're really not gonna if you watch the Netflix documentary, you will assume it's a cold case too because all they're doing is focusing on the house. So like, yeah, if that's all you want to look at, it is a cold case. But if you don't want to solve the case, it's not cold at all. You just have to look outside of the house. You have to actually be looking for the truth. And the wildest thing about the whole thing was that it gets towards the end of the third episode and like John Ramsey is there, just talking about his family, and there's like this lady there, and it's like, is that his secretary? Is that his assistant? Why is there just some chick, like of a certain age, just there with him? And here's so and so. I forget of her name. Here, she's my wife. Who would marry this man? Who he, what, I'm not even going to ask all like the why questions. All I want to know is, not even know, but just check her browser history. What does she do in the church that she's okay with marrying this guy? Check out her kids. Are they okay? Like that was the creepiest part of the whole thing, is that this man is remarried. Like that's it's kind of like people who marry people on death row, except this guy's out walking around. And of course, I'm not saying John Ramsey killed his daughter. Of course, I'm not saying that. He probably knows a guy who knows a guy who did do it, but I'm not saying he did it at all. Of course not. But he's just that was the worst part. That was the creepiest part about the whole thing. Like just but you're not going to learn anything from it. You're not going to like gain any new information about the case. It's not going to get you any closer to, you're not going to learn anything in that documentary that's going to help. If you want to help at all, if you know anything about the case at all, watch the Zells, watch anything that they've got out there about the case. That has the real answers. If you want lies, check out the mainstream media. If you want the truth, check out the Zells. It's up to you. Then again, it's not like the worst thing you're ever going to sit through. They do kind of take some things way out of proportion. And I don't know if that's just a modern spin on it or if that's just the way it was presented back in the day. I kind of can't remember 28 years ago. It was just everywhere at the time. So we're just like flooded with all these images and just events going on. Probably up until Princess Diana was killed, to be honest. Not to be that morbid, but because it was just like about a year and a half later when that happened in 97. So, and they got to talk about some blonde girl in the news. RIP to them. Uh, so yeah, just, it's sort of like, like watch whatever the Zells have to say about it. That's the truth. But then you watch, like the Netflix documentary, anything mainstream on it, and it's almost like the cutesy fake plastic version versus the truth that the Zells will give you. It's night and day. It cannot. You almost can't believe they're talking about the same case, even though like, hey, that I've heard the Zells mention that name before. Like can that be the same person? It is, but you're just not going to hear the same information about them in a documentary versus what they can tell us. So, if you have 3 hours, check it out. You know, again, it's not going to traumatize you. It's not going to give you nightmares. Um, Sometimes it's good to know the information they're putting out there. And maybe if I didn't have Netflix, I wouldn't have watched it. It's not required viewing for the channel since that is a pay service. I don't want people to have to pay to watch anything to do anything on the channel. I just wanted to check it out for myself because it was a kind of a topical thing, and we sort of know the guys who have been on the case since basically day one. Jenna, everyone done their Christmas shopping? I thought about that, but then I realized yesterday or the day before, everybody I know has everything they need, so what can I give them? So that saves me some money. And Valbiro talking about Death Becomes Her. That movie just makes you think nobody wants to die, but nobody wants to live forever either. I just like how it gets to the end. It's like, oh, Ernest found the key to eternal life, and they're so interested in it until the priest is like, yeah, because he has family and friends that love him. He's gonna live forever, and they think that's just a bullshit answer. They don't buy it. They don't get it, so they just leave. It depends what you value, I guess. If you value like looks and beauty, then it's quite superficial. So if that's what you're into, go for it. But beauty is skin deep, but ugly is to the bone. And looks don't last forever. I get you a good plastic surgeon. Maybe just take care of your skin and be nice to people. Maybe don't be a dick. Beach chap couldn't afford to do any Christmas shopping. Uh, Patrick saying he's got all of his things for dinner. Nice. Oh, cool. Jenna talking about I finished up my watercolor Christmas cards tonight. Had a drawing block. LOL. Oh, yeah, I remember those. I remember drawing. Oh, Michael's saying, I'm Frank's age and I love your insightfulness. Saying that to M. Valbiro. Oh, it's great to see you. Yep, definitely. Let folks have time. So, yeah, if you want truth, check out the Zells. If you want entertainment, check out Netflix. It's a thing. It's not the Last Jedi. It's not a cursed program or anything like that. It's just something that's out there. And since we're coming up on the 28-year anniversary of it, I certainly didn't want to sit here like on the anniversary, like on the 26th, talking about it. That's a little bit too morbid. Plus, I'm not a true crime channel, so that's a little bit too on the nose. So I didn't want to be doing that day. Better to talk about it now so I don't have to rewatch it just to talk about it because I'm not going to sit through that again. I'm just not. Yeah, Sunday it was odd because there was a scheduled show to go live on Sunday for quite frankly. And anytime Frank does go live on a Sunday, he just is live. He doesn't announce it anywhere. You just get the notification to show up. So I thought that was strange, and I also thought it was named like it was like Sunday, December 15th. Like it had a proper name, which I'm like, okay, that's odd too, but um I forget what time it came on, but I could have been there for it. So I'm like, well, I'm going to show up anyway. And so we're in there for about 15 minutes, and then Frank kind of realizes that he's live on YouTube, and he's like, yeah, so this is technically the Sunday stream for Patreons only. So if you want to support the channel, it's he does have his for $5 a month you can subscribe to their support, quite frankly, and you get the Sunday streams, you get I don't know what all you get there to be honest, but you get Sunday streams, you get book club. He's going to be starting movie club. He said they're going to be watching Interstellar. I think he said February. Uh, I mean I'm not I don't support his channel, so I wouldn't be there for it anyway. So I'm just saying that to let you guys know. Just for example. Plus, it would have been really weird if we picked a movie and it was the same one. I'm not trying to get anywhere near that. So I'm like, cool. I've never seen that. I wouldn't even thought of that. Awesome. But yeah, you get his he also goes live on Sundays for his Sunday shows. I'm not sure about the time, if it's different times, the same time, something like that. But it was fun. It was about an hour long. And we're just in there kicking it, talking about Christmas movies. Like, hey, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Or what do you think it is one? Other people don't. And you're just going back and forth like that. So it was a good time. Yeah, accidental YouTube stream for an hour talking about Christmas movies. Oh, Patrick talking about I always get email for the Sunday shows. All right, cool. Yeah, I didn't know what kind of notification went out for that, or if any notification did go out for the Sunday shows. I haven't moved an inch and I've lost my pen. Let me grab a different pen. That's interesting. That must be a stoner thing. I've always been able to do that. You're holding perfectly still and suddenly three things go missing. Then you stand up and you hear things fall on the ground. And I'm not even high. Dandy, holiday tip, simmer cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. Smells like Christmas. Ooh, I can smell it now. Beach chap, at least Michael Jackson victims, Wade and James, are starting to get better. Oh, good for them. That's scary. Wally World, yeah. Frank's Sunday streams are fun because you can respond to the chat. Yeah, that's why they're so different. It's such a small room and not as many folks because it's only an hour long and a different time of day, so you get folks in there that you don't see any other time. At least I don't. Patrick, I think he usually comes on about 9 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. All right, that's kind of late. At least I'm trying not to be frantic in Christmas prep. Left everything a big mess when I took the hubby to ER last Saturday. He was medevac to Anchorage and seen to, got back recently and he's recouping. Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, man, somebody's sick, everything. You just have to drop everything. There just literally is not the priority shift, so it's just gotta do other stuff. Totally understandable. He's on the mend though, so that's good. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, more power to him. And Monday we were having mosh pit stories. Oh, Patrick, 2 a.m. for me. Yeah, that's whoo. More power to you. Yeah. People in the Europe and the UK, they're watching at midnight, 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. and goodness. Yeah, I don't know how it got started, but everybody who's ever been in a mosh pit was like telling their stories in the chat room. It's like, yeah, I was at this concert back in this year, and I got, like fucked up my eye, fucked up my elbow, fucked up my leg, and just it was the best concert ever. Like, hell yeah, this song's so good, I gotta bash somebody in the face. I know what you mean. I hear songs so good, it's like I want to break something. Oh my god. It's like I understand that. I just physically can't get into a fist fight because I like a song so much. Michael, holiday tip: stuffed canned biscuits with whatever American ingredients you have and cheese wrapped like dumplings. People will think you're a genius. If you put cheese on it, that just makes it okay. And something about Saint Nicholas December 6th. So we eat celery on December 6th for Saint Nicholas. That's all I wrote down. Maybe he's a rabbit as well. I wasn't raised in the church, so I don't know. Oh, Jenna, you're a hoot. Thank you. That's when the lady called in the plane crash lady. This chick was like on a plane, it crashed, and she was fine. She's like the only survivor, but like she was mentioned, like I think she got like burnt up and kind of banged up a bit, but she's okay. She just kind of let like the plane hit the ground, and then you hear like the cartoon boing, and she just goes bouncing out, and then just like lands elsewhere, and just kind of walks away like, oh dude, that was messed up. Don't let that, like explosion behind you, which looks really cool. That was um wasn't there a guy on the X Files like he had like all the luck, he couldn't be killed, but he hated it, something like that. Kind of makes me think of that. Yeah, Dandy, that plane crash caller, amazing story. It's like it at a certain point you're like, she's making this up. She's a really good actor. She's making this up. But it's like, no, no, she's not. She was dead serious. It's legit. It does happen. You hear stories about it. Plane crashes. There's like two survivors. Then they find them later on. They're like, yeah, yeah, I'm just starving over here. Can I have a fucking blanket? It's been a week. And I noticed I can see the keys on Frank's keyboard again. It like because they were blurry when he had like that moon really bright, but now like you can actually like make out the characters. And it's not just my eyes getting better. I could see him a month and a half ago. So like it's the lightness was just too light, and I can see those now. Uh, yeah. And then Frank played his Captain Liberty called in and read something Christmassy one year in 2020, and then Frank found it and he played the video back, and so he's playing this video back, and we're hearing Captain Liberty, who's no longer with us, and you can see the way the studio was in 2020, like with the brick wall, and that it was all a dream sign, like the actual brickwork you used to be able to see. We can't see that now. And then also there's Lenny and Louise there, the lava lamps, and they're no longer with us. So like the night before Christmas, Dandy, thank you. I know it's gonna mess that up. Um, so it's like here's four things we don't have anymore. We can't see that brick wall anymore. Both the lava lamps died from Xanax overdoses, and then Captain Liberty's not with us. So that was just very sad. I wasn't crying, but I was just very, very sad. Like just everything taken away and was left behind, this motherfucker. So it was very sweet. And I remember when it happened the first time because he just sprang it on us the way Legacy Rant would just call in and just spring a rant on us. Lisa, we live on a homestead near the Kenai River. He's got all kinds of medical issues due to Agent Orange. His left kidney was not functioning well. Anyway, surgery, it's working better now. Yeah, good. Patrick, yeah, the Captain Liberty piece was wonderful. It was, oh man. Just called in and just came with it, and just so Frank played that for us. That was real. I'm glad he remembered when it was because he has a memory and just went back and found it. It's like 2020. It was not. It was, and it wasn't a long time ago. Oh, Michael used to live on Kodiak. That's intense. Now Tuesday, the 17th. I was in both rooms that day. I need to start getting used to being in. I was in YouTube and I was also over on Twitch. John Rogers. I always like Captain Liberty. I like that guy too. And it's like, yeah, I wonder why he stopped calling in. Oh, he was probably sick and on his way out. Damn. And there's always a solid group of folks over on. There's my pen over on Twitch. Pardon me. It's always like they're never there before the show. The wait is it, quite frankly, but or on YouTube. But after the show starts, they start filing in. So awesome folks over there. I just gotta go. Love you, Nikki. I love you too. Drop it by again sometime soon when I can't stay so long. Yeah, catch you on the flip side. Yeah, I'll be live most when Frank's off, I'm on basically. If Frank's not doing a show, then Nikki M. Carlin is. Yeah, this was the show when people were getting STDs from gym equipment. All these oh Jenna, have a good night. Merry Christmas to you. All this slutty gym equipment people are having sex with and getting STDs from. So use a condom at the gym if you go to the gym. And this is what we saw a video of a Frankly in the Wild because Frank played a video from Nick Shirley. He's an adult. But he's basically a kid. He's like going around interviewing. He goes into like dangerous areas and interviews like regular people to find out what's really going on. So he's down in like New Orleans, and there's just some random dude that just there, and Nick walks up like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Nick Shirley. Can I talk to you for a minute?" The guy's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I know who you are. I know who you are from Quite Frankly." And Nick's like, "Oh yeah, Quite Frankly, great show." It's like, "Oh, wow, Frankly! Oh my God, who is that guy?" So we gotta like, is it just some white dude? So we gotta find out who that guy is. And then Doughboy called in. Oh, Beach Chap Humor shirt. Just noticed it. Yeah, it's not today's Satan from Grace Still Plays. I've got the link in the description. Not sponsored. I just like his work. And this is actually a small. Um, it's because I wanted they don't have long sleeve shirts. They've got sweaters, but not like a proper shirt. So I bought a child's large, and that fits me like an extra small. But it fits. And it's long sleeve, so it doesn't look ridiculous on me. Raid is awesome stuff. If you like, he does play video games. So if you like to watch somebody get their ass handed to them in a video game, and never giving up and making you laugh, check him out. Wily World, yeah. Who was that handsome guy who shouted out Frank on Nick Shirley's show? Dot dot dot. Holy shit, was that Wally? Was it for real? Now I gotta go back and watch it. When was that? Tuesday. Yeah, hold on. No shit. I gotta go back and watch that now. God damn it, all to hell. Beach Happy, I saw the Nick Shirley live stream as well not too long ago. Oh, that's good. Michael, we lost the deepest voiced callers, Liberty and Albert, authorities on anything they spoke on. Yeah. Damn, now I gotta go back. I didn't even write down what time that happened. Now I gotta go back and watch the show. I don't know, somewhere towards the middle. That's when Doughboy called in. And Doughboy's another like old school from like the Zadalza days before we were called Franklies. But yeah, he's like, well, I'm gonna go. I gotta go do some cool shit. I do cool shit all the time. That was great. I'm glad he calls in too, because it's one thing for like folks from back in the day to show up, but it's another thing for them to call in. Sorry, I got pen mark on my leg. It's another thing for them to like call in and be like, "Hey, I'm back around," which is what folks should do. If you're a Frankly and you have to go away for a minute and come back, call into the show because there's going to be people in the chat room who miss you, and just to let Frank know because it's been coming up. Oh yeah, I said it wrong. Michael said it's pronounced Nalene, not New Orleans. I didn't say it like a local. My bad. Nahleen. Nahleen. And then I forget who said this, but like they said it, and the more I thought about it, it's true. Straight men don't touch their face with both hands. Think about it. You've never seen that, have you? Rarely, rarely have you seen that. And you don't even have to try to think about it, like, because you won't, like, nothing's going to come into your head. You're not going to find enough examples in history that's going to pop in your mind of like straight guys touching their face. with both hands. It's not that information is not going to be there, and your brain's going to realize that, and you're going to know it's right because that's what happened to me. I've seen straight guys, seen gay guys. I've never seen that. I have to go back and double check a couple things, but that doesn't happen. Oh, and then Frank has a little bit more decoration behind him. He's got it's like a print from I think after the Titanic sank, but I couldn't quite see the entire top of the newspaper because on one side you could see the word white, and then on the other side you could see like the end of a word. It said EET. So I turned that into yeet. So it's white yeet, like throw eat, but it's White Star Fleet. But I didn't see that at first. I saw white yeet, so that's what it is. And what were they making? What were they making amulets out of? That somebody FP said, I like to roll my own amulets. What were they making the amulets out of on Wednesday? I should have written that down. That at the time was hilarious. Yeah, because I've always heard the if you want to say it like as local, like New Orleans as possible, the that Nolans is how I've heard the you know how like words just say them enough they just become one word. But that's the thing. It's like if you say it like that and you're not from there, are they gonna look at you funny as if you were trying to speak Scottish to a Scottish person? Because they're gonna know you're not from there. Or does everybody have to say it the way the locals say it, or you're in trouble? Like Appalachia, is that it's not Appalachia, it's Appalachia. Like throw an apple at you. That's the way to say it. If you say it any other way, you're just wrong as fuck, and they're gonna point it out to you. Or yeah, locals never say New Orleans. Yeah, that's probably just like the Yankee way of saying it. I'll have to go back and watch American Horror Story Coven when they were actually Nalin, Nahlin. American Horror Story Coven when they were actually down there. Oh, Burpee's Outbreak did say this. The camera adds 2 inches. So for anybody starting an OnlyFans. And then Canavanibus said the calls were coming from inside the chimney. Dun dun dun. And that's I forget who said this, but they were talking about how like all the Christmas songs were written by Jews. Like, oh my god, is that right? Yeah, and Valvero AHS Coven was the best with Patty. Yes. Oh, that is one of the, of course, later American Horror Story is not worth watching, but like definitely check out like Coven, check out Asylum. Hotel is my favorite. So much fun. The only thing, like the one downer about Coven is just the fact that Evan Peters does not have as much to do. He is phenomenal. He is like he's younger than me, so that's why I'm kind of like on about him a bit. Um, I mean, good looking guy and all that stuff too. Don't get me wrong, he's hot as fuck. Um, but a great actor. He can do character stuff. He can do just play a guy. He can do it all. Gorgeous. Aquarius. But seriously, like they could have found something else for his character to do aside with what like I like what his character could do, but then they just kind of ran out of things for him to do after something happened. So, but I really do. I think maybe that's why I like Hotel so much because he was so big in I just love Mr. March. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. And then Liz Taylor. Oh my God. Dennis O'Hare. I wish I owned that so bad. Oh, I'll watch that again. Yes, M. Valvera. He was good in Freak Show. I didn't realize you were into American Horror Story. Yeah. He was very good in Freak Show. Really good. Oh man. Oof. John Rogers, someone's having a horror story with police, Sandusky police right now. LOL. I know they were certainly sitting out. Was it Wednesday when I went out? Because I go out early in the morning, and they're sitting on a quiet side of town, just waiting to pull somebody over because it's almost the end of the year and they got to make quota or something like that. It's like, nope, I'm doing the speed limit, officer. Fuck you. Oh. I'm just thinking of a Coven has a really good death scene. I mean, like it's not like just one character dies, but just this one character I like. One of the best death scenes in the entire series. True Blood season one, very fun. Like I swear I've seen True Blood season one because I read the first book or most of the first book. Really couldn't get with it because like the names are so fucking stupid. Like the main vampire's name is Bill, and even the main character is like Bill. You're a vampire. Your name is Bill, not like Vlad or Gustav or just Bill. And then like the main character, her name was like Suki. I'm like, are you like some kind of stripper? Are like sucky sucky long time? What is it? What are these fucking names? So I just could not choke that down. Like I'm okay with vampires as far as like creepy critters go. I just could not. I just like if the book is pointing out how stupid the names are, maybe you need to stop what you're doing, stop everything you're doing, and rename the character. Oh yikes! They drove on the sidewalk at Columbus Street overpass and crashed. That fucking street is always fucking closed, so I see why. Bill sounds like a parody. Yeah, Art like who? Bill? I can't even remember the character's last name, but like if you have like a silly name for a vampire and people don't like it, like if people weren't digging the name Barnabas, like okay, change that to Bill, all right. But if you already have like some common ass name for your like here's Ted the vampire. What else does he do? Is he gonna mow my lawn too, like Ted? Who the? When were you made a vampire? You didn't think to come up with a better name. Spike figured it out. Oh yeah, take it easy. M. Valbiro talking about good to see you. I may or may not be on the Monday show. I've got a really bad cold. I don't want to be coughing. My brain's out. Oh, hopefully by then. Yeah. Take care. Get better. If not, then there's always next year. But take it easy. Absolutely. And that's why I called the alien head Bob. See, Bob, I can understand an alien named Bob because they don't have any concept of names. Maybe where they're from, like their names are stupid long, so they like the idea of having a really short name. So we don't know, but like they have an excuse because they're not from here. You're not just a guy one day and then you get bit by a vampire and you forgot you've been living on planet Earth the whole time. No, that it doesn't work that way. That's not vampire canon anywhere. Yeah, Michael's saying, get some OSHA root, feel better to M. Valbiro. Yeah, plenty of sleep, plenty of food. Thursday was a friar not friar. Somebody thought it was a friar because like father is like the acronym is FR, and somebody's like, "Is this guy a friar?" And I'm like, "No, he's a father, like a priest father, not a has kid friar." Father JC, I remember his initials were JC. I thought that was funny. So Father JC was on, and then folks in the chat room were kind of like, I don't know what they thought, but maybe they thought we were just gonna not talk about the guests the way we talk about other guests? Because I'm like this guy should wear a hat. He was bald and his head was shiny. He should wear a hat like Frank. Do they have um priest hats like the way like yarmulkes for like Jewish people, but then like a hat for a priest? I've never seen a priest wear a hat. Are they allowed to wear hats? I've never, is that like a thing, like when they're taking their vows, like no pussy and no hats? I don't know. But then somebody mentioned, is that a mitre hat that priests can wear? Like, yeah, totally casual hat for every day, like a baseball cap. Michael, Nikki doesn't understand country ass names, huh? That, you know what? Now that you mention it, you're right. That did take place in the South. Maybe Bill is an acceptable vampire name in, where was that even at? The Carolinas? Like Kentucky? I want to say Tennessee. That sounds like too far north. It was the South though. Now that I remember that now, yeah. Uh, maybe so. You know what? Maybe I gotta watch Interview with the Vampire again. But I don't think their names were like Bill and Josh and Ted and Tim the Vampire. Or yes, but vampire should be called like Attila or Ludwig or something gothic or old. Like something that has a ring to it, not just your everyday name. It, Angel was Angelus back when he was like I love the character Angelus. That dude was an evil fucking bastard. The Buffy the Vampire spinoff Angel, played by David Boreanaz. Or not thinking they're just making light of vampires. Yeah. Usharu for sickness. Yeah, before the priest left, he said, "Have a good day, unless you made other plans." I wish I would have known that back when I was working customer service. That would have been so much fun to tell people. Brenda, I hate when names are too complicated. Like I like a regular human's name for a cat, but you don't need to have like 20 different names for one person. It just and then like if it doesn't hit the ear right, you just like it, or for like saying it so many times makes it sound like not even the word it started out at. You have to say words many times, and just it's just you have to think about it in advertising, like like you can just name a baby anything, but then you don't think about how other people are gonna have to pronounce that name back if you like spell it some kind of stupid way because you're illiterate and you don't have the husband in the or a man in the picture. No, but this pissed me off. Thursday night, Frank just played the Christmas Truce video. Like, no lead up, no, like, okay, here's an old favorite, here's something you like from last year. No, he just, like, no warning at all. Play, and it's just playing. And this pisses me off because, like, Frank does kind of like play some of the same stuff every year. That's fine. You should with the show like this, but like, it's kind of, I don't want to say it loses its effect on me, but this is one of those things where like the meme, like if you cry every time. This makes me cry every single time. I know what's going to happen in it. I know it's a real thing that happened in real life, and I'm still and just tears like every single time, no matter what. I can't stop it. I can't tell myself I saw this last year. It'll be fine. No, every single time it's like I'm watching it for the first time. So maybe I like the fact that it can't affect me like that. But I want a warning before I'm gonna have to be like crying and typing. No warning at all. I just played it. I love it. I cry every time. I know it's a real thing that happened. It just lets you know that like humanity is stronger than war. Like, yeah, there's a lot of hate in the world, there's a lot of bad people in the world, but there's more good people, in the world. There's more good than bad. It's just the people that do bad have more advertising. That's all it is. Uh, so we played that, and I was kind of upset. So I didn't feel like crying right then. I thought I was gonna play it like next week, but then he played it this week. So it's like, okay, gonna have to go through this. And then this dude called in named James. I gotta go listen to this back. And he gets through his whole call. It was like maybe in a minute or so long. And then he gets to the end and he like says something to like me, like shouted me out. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Who is this? Where are you from? What's your last name? What chat room are you from? I gotta go back and see if you said any of that. So thank you, James. Wow. I don't know where I know where you from. And here we go again. Frank's like, oh, I'm gonna end the show early because I was gonna have Timothy Gordon on, but he's got a cold, so he can't come in. And then he proceeds to fill out the full 2 hours. Instead of saying he's gonna end the show early, just do the whole full 2 hours, and then maybe at 8:59 p.m. be like, you know what? I was gonna have somebody call in, but they couldn't, and I ended up making the show 2 hours anyway. Like, do it like that. So, but I was like, because he said I'm gonna end the show early. I'm thinking bullshit. Stop telling us that. It's gonna lose. It's gonna become the boy who cried wolf. Michael talking about OSHA root. I describe it as celery on fire, but only after people take it. Yikes. And I guess how Frank is getting Lorelai to like bubble up because she's a big lava lamp and she's next to the window and it's cold in that room, so it takes a long time for her to heat up. Plus she's on Xanax, so it takes just a while for the lava to get going. But what Frank has been doing, he's been taking his jester hat with the bells on it and putting it on the lava lamp to warm it up to have it going for showtime. So can somebody please, like if you knit or crochet, can you make for a 16-inch lava lamp, like a sweater, just some kind of tube. She's kind of pear shaped, but something that can go over the lava lamp that can just fit over it, and then like Frank can just take it right off, and just so she can warm up because I'm not trying to have him bring out this hat with bells on it because then he got it into his head. I should start wearing this hat once a month. No, the fuck you shouldn't. For 2 hours, all that fucking noise. So I put a curse on that hat. It's been over 24 hours. Don't wear it. Is that the same hat that he was wearing that one Halloween and then the next day Zoso Dude lost his channel? If so, that hat was already cursed. And if it wasn't, I put another curse on it. Don't touch it. Don't wear it. Burn it. Don't put it in the house. Put it in the garage and then burn it. But then you can also go back to that episode. Frank did say the word frankincense. So if you need that in a sound clip, that's there. Oh, holy night. I wrote that down and I have no idea why. Michael said everyone here should take a fourth dropper of OSHA root tincture because I love chat. Oh, he was saying the stuff that's in it. It's got words I can't pronounce. Bronchio bronchiodilator, antibacterial, antiviral, antiseptic. It's I don't know healthy words, so that's why I can't pronounce them. It's a panacea, Panacea. Yeah, tell him a health nut. All right, great plan. I just bought everything in case like you couldn't get it. Yep, that's what to do. I might need this. Yoink. Go in the cart. Yeah, Friday we got to see. Now Frank also fixed the desk where Matt's at because before he had one of those it's like a cone light and it's brighter than that moon before he fixed it, and it was sitting right at the, like if Frank did a full shot for Matt, it was just always going to be on the corner of the desk, so like basically I would not be able to look at Matt because that whole shot would have been too bright for me. That's not there, that's moved out of the way. He's got another one of those buildings, light up buildings over there, like the twin towers, and a lava. But I can see over there basically. I could not before. I can now. I was so fucking happy. Never thought that would be fixed. Yeah, George Washington in the chat room. We had Pyretta doing her acting thing, and then when Matt was lying there, dead. Frank's like, yeah, so we're gonna say goodbye to George Washington for now. And then Pyretta jumped up in front of Matt, so she was, Matt, Pyretta, the camera, so she knew to get in front of the camera before Frank was going to be cutting away. So she knows what the camera wants. She's been around that studio long enough to know how to act and how to be on a show without even trying. Just hearing what they're doing, she's picked it up that way. And then this was Frank did mention on December 27th in the afternoon he was gonna go live. Not doing a proper show because he is gonna be basically off until like he'll be back on Monday, and then the rest of next week he's off. So he was not gonna be doing a 7 p.m. show. It's just gonna be, he just said an afternoon show, so that can be at any time in the afternoon. We just have to make sure your notifications are on. That is a Friday. It's his mom's birthday though, so I don't know exactly what he's gonna be doing, but he did say he would be going live at some point. Beach app, is anyone else aware? There's a clock sign on the top of the device model. Um, which device? Yeah, so next week, yeah, Frank is going to be doing a regular Monday show. He is planning on having, and he usually does this, I believe. He's planning on having both of his parents in, and his wife and his daughter, and I believe Anthony possibly, and then maybe Pyretta if she feels like walking in. I don't know if she's in there. But just doing a family thing. It depends how his mom's feeling because she was just saying she's feeling a bit under the weather. But so that's going to be how that show's going to go. And this happened at the last show, I believe. This always happens anytime Frank does anything slightly off topic, like his coffee streams or has his family on the show. Somebody else comes into the chat room like, I didn't start watching this show for this. What's this crap Frank has on? I don't want to watch his like they're just complaining about everything on the screen. Like you always get one. You just have to, let them go. Sometimes they just I I keep my eye on them. Don't worry about it. Um, so that may happen, but they're not around too long. Michelle, I agree. I can't sit through it 2 hour movies. So when he says he's ending early, I'm relieved. But then he keeps going. He's just being a tease. Yeah, just do yeah. If your phone's acting up, you might have to just do a factory reset sometimes. Just slap slap its head, keep it going. But yeah, Frank's doing a regular show Monday, and then he's like not officially doing 7 p.m. shows for the rest of the week. However, on the 24th at about 11:45 p.m. Eastern time, he's gonna go live from Studio B just to folks can call in, Merry Christmas, stuff like that. And he's done that before. It doesn't last much past midnight. I don't Like I doubt we're gonna be sitting there for an hour. It's just something real short at midnight. And then he may, like he said, he would be going live the 27th sometime in the afternoon. But then that's it. So we're gonna have Tuesday the 24th through Saturday the 28th. I'll be live here at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll get to spend I've already got two of the show titles in mind, but we've got we'll definitely be here for Christmas. And we'll think of something to do because we got to work out. We're gonna get all set up with like for a poll, set up a movie to watch. So we will have something to watch for January. And I think since it has come up so much, if it is still available in January, Ransom definitely is going up on the list. I want to look through all of the movies that you guys have suggested so far to see if any of those are still available. Just because Tubi and a lot of places do take down movies. But we got to get that going for January. So we'll have a full week. It'll be like back in October and then also back in May. So that'll be fun. And then slightly getting ahead, then of course Sunday there's no show, but then on Monday the 30th, Frank's off until the 2nd. So Monday the 30th, Tuesday the 31st, Wednesday the 1st, we'll be here. And we'll think of something to do. I can tell you right now, the 30th we'll have to end right on time since I go to another show after that. But that's okay. So I'm looking forward to that. That's almost 2 full weeks of live shows. So this is going to be up for a little while. And I got it done. I didn't get it done in record time. It took a little bit longer since I knew it was going to have to be hanging up for 2 weeks. So, but I got it done before the CD was over. I got to Stormy Weather. Maybe Rockabye was done by then. But I still had a few songs left, so maybe I'm getting better at ironing. I don't know. Arnia, take it easy. See you later. Michael, Christmas week is Frank's Super Bowl. Yeah, he's got family to spend time with and just be away. Cause like as much as I know Frank does want to spend time with his family and all that, he's just gonna come back into the show in January and be fired up because he hasn't been doing proper shows. Well, that's gonna be building up in him, and he's gonna have a lot to say. Yeah, B chat, take it easy. Michelle, I'm looking forward to Monday's show. Yeah, Monday will be good. That'll be fun. And somebody mentioned like they get bored when there's no Quite Frankly on, something like that, or it just gets lonely or whatever they said. And I'm like, yeah, just come over to this channel. That's why I do these. It's because it would be, there was no show on, so like you'd get, antsy because there was no chat room, nobody to talk to. But then the fact that I have been doing these shows when Frank is not live, I haven't even had time to process the fact that I'm not in the chat room, but I don't feel like depressed over it because we have each other here. So even though I'm not, typing, not using my brain exactly the same way, we still get to see each other. So it's still filling that gap that would have been here if I wasn't doing live shows. Like I wish I would have been doing this last year. Maybe I could remember last year better. This time of year last year. That's okay. Oh, thought it was going to fall out. It didn't. Yeah, I'm glad everybody had a couple of free hours on a Saturday. Is it Saturday? So it's Saturday. Michael, not yet. Did I personally end up watching Ostrog the Island? No, but I still have that. It's still, I got it saved in one of my because I got a playlist of movies I haven't watched and a playlist of movies I have watched. So I've got it in the one that I haven't watched. I know I've got it written down. So I do want to. We'll get it going for January. I'm a little bit off from that. So we are getting back on track. Patrick, yeah, see you on Tuesday. Yeah, everybody, make sure to get your Christmas shopping done. If you do that, or you can do like the one caller called in talking about one year they didn't get one of their Christmas presents until New Year's, like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and then it was the like the ballerina Barbie. So that kind of started a, I don't know if it started a tradition, but she just liked that that happened. Oh, but that's cute though. Like, wait, like give your kids all their presents and then like wait a week. Oh, this too here. And it's, something huge that they wanted. That way they'll be, freaking out. So like that was a cute idea like that. Because when you expect presents, it's one thing. When it's just random like that, it's totally different. So like that is a very cute mistake that it ended up being fun. Unless their parents did it on purpose. Who knows? I wasn't there. So that was great. Yeah, everybody, make sure to stay warm, hug your family. Don't name your son after choking somebody out. Stay out of Boulder, Colorado. Check out the Zells if you want to know the truth about a situation. They may be on the J is for Justice podcast again in the future, but no word about that anywhere yet. If I do find out, I'll definitely tweet it out and put it on YouTube so folks can check them out because they're the only guys with all the answers. Yeah, thank you. Yes, reading the chat real quick. The clock signal is just an alarm. All right. So yeah, let's support all of your favorite content creators. Yeah, smash the like button and we'll always like all of the videos. Support the channel by being a subscriber. Make sure all of the notifications are on. And share the shows and the videos if you're so inclined. Yeah, good night, John Rogers. I don't know what timer. Oh, Patrick, another great show. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing you guys all day. So yeah, stay warm, drive safe, especially this time of year going out gets kind of nutty. So give yourself extra time, leave extra early. Michael, I expect a tickle me Elmo, Nikki. Yeah, I want one of those like one of those talking fuzzy critters that says evil stuff and nobody can figure out why. Yeah, one of those. Like the Furbies that would say twisted things. Yeah, I want one of the demented what kind of doll was Chucky? I mean, I know it was evil, like, but Happy Time, a Buddy doll, whatever the brand name of that toy is. Yeah, get one of those. Yeah, I want my little ginger toy doll to sound like Worm Tongue. Oh, Brenda, yeah, thanks, Nikki. Have a relaxing rest of your weekend, peeps. Yeah, you too. Have a great weekend. Have some eggnog. Have your Christmas cookies. Go ahead and wear sweatpants for a week and then get back on the diet after New Year's. It'll be fine. Could have sworn there was something else. I got the opposite feeling. I used to go into work and think I was missing something, like, oh, I forgot to give a shit. Maybe that's what it is. And then here, I'm always forgetting to say something, but it's. I think it's just that whole sensation not wanting it to end and not having an outro, so I just kind of like fumble at the end here. Oh, bought eggnog tonight, Brenda. Nice. Yeah, gotta get into the eggnog. Oh, might go for the margarita though. Still deciding. Yeah, it is like it is cold enough. If I was a drinker, it would be nice to like just be sitting back with a like a whiskey, rums, some kind of like brown liquor, something like that. Just sit back and chill, but I can't deal with the hangover the next day. John Rogers, I haven't had eggnog in years. Yeah, me either. I just had honestly what it was. Steve 1989 MRE Info made his own Christmas dinner. Like he did he froze it all, packaged it all, and then opens it up and he's reviewing it like it's something that he bought. And he made his own eggnog and he did the freeze dry thing. And you can watch it. It's on his channel. This man is just having a love affair with the stuff. Instead of rehydrating it, he's just eating it and eating it like a stoner is with the munchies. Like he cannot. I've never seen him be unable to put down food like this. Like he's gone to town on some food before, but he's like, oh, let me mix it with this. Let me do it with that. It's almost like this. Why is this not commercially available? And like his love affair with eggnog, I'm like, dude, I gotta buy some of this stuff because I'm not gonna make my own. Oh, tequila and eggnog is great. Michelle is saying. Ugh. I mean, I've got gin. I don't know if that's gonna go in eggnog well. So those two can stay separate. Gin feels more like a summer drink. So yeah, check out Steve 1989 MRE Info for him and his love affair with eggnog. If you don't want any, you will after you watch that. Oh, Food Town. I remember them. I haven't had it since Food Town closed. John Rogers is talking about eggnog. Yeah. Yeah, I just got the I think it's Borden brand rather than the Toffs brand. Yeah, rum maybe. Yeah, rum would definitely Brenda go better in eggnog. Yeah, so take it easy. Take a look around Tubi, see if there's anything. Like, look out for that countdown because it doesn't show you on the app on the phone. But then if I go onto my TV, I get that little in the corner when they're gonna be getting rid of movies. So like, as much as I want to pick out a movie now here in December, if they don't have it in January for us to watch, what's the point? So like right around that first week, I want to get a poll up so we got most of January to watch something. And I really hope they keep Ransom around so that can possibly be one of them. I haven't seen that in a few years. It really has been a minute. And it's Mel Gibson, of course. I mentioned this one of my more recent shows, but it's Gary Sinise. It's got Liev Schreiber. It has a James Horner score. It's one of those movies that like you think it's done and it keeps going. Like oh, there's more that's gonna happen. Holy shit, what else could possibly happen in this film? And it just keeps going. It's so it's a movie like that. Don't know how long it is though. 96. It could be 2 hours. But everybody, take it easy, stay warm, stay fed, stay healthy, get plenty of sleep. Go ahead and overeat if you feel like you got a cold coming on. And yeah, everybody, just take it easy. Kind of repeating myself here, like I haven't done how many of these? Like 50 of these. It's not like we're not going to be seeing each other again in a few days anyway. So, yeah, you can leave your pants on the floor since we're going to be right back in here on Tuesday. Yeah, it's great seeing everybody. I love that you guys do show up. I wouldn't want to do anything else. Until next time.